Looks like the Liberals and the Greens are dipping into the holiday cheer just a little early. Welcome to my channel, y'all. I hope you're having a great day. Well, on Thursday's question period, I noticed that a few people just seem to be a little bit too happy and possibly a little bit too aggressive, almost like they've been dipping into some holiday cheer just a little bit too early. I'm going to roll a few clips here and then I'll let you decide just what they're on. Because quite frankly, if I was still on the job and I pulled them over, I would be thinking in my mind, hey, these people are displaying characteristics that are a marked departure from the norm.
Mr. Speaker, it's tax-free on essential goods for the holidays. That's great news for Canadians, Mr. Speaker. Also supports for Canadian workers, 18 million Canadian workers getting cash back, Mr. Speaker. More good news for Canadians. On this side of the House, we're fighting for affordability measures. On the other side of the House, what do we got? Partisan games, Mr. Speaker. How can they claim to speak for Canadians when they can't even speak for themselves?
Well, inappropriate volume in your speech, such as screaming when you don't have to. And is that a sly little drunken smile I see as she's sitting down? I'm not saying it is. Of course, it's hard to tell if Liberals have a marked departure from the norm because they kind of are a marked departure from the norm at the best of times.
The Honourable Minister of Families, Children and Social Development.
For Mr. Speaker is a tax break through the winter, through the holidays for Canadians across the country. I had the chance this morning to talk with a dad in my riding, Chris, who told me how much this is going to save him on diapers, Mr. Speaker. The basics that families need day in and day out. We're moving forward with a tax holiday to support them in these expensive times.
Every time I see this minister speak, I just wonder if maybe she's not a really big fan of Cheech and Chong. Just the way she speaks and her actions, and, well, I just question that. Not that she is, and not that she's under the influence of anything, but again, she's a Liberal, so she is a marked departure from the norm.
Mr. Speaker, we are delivering real relief for Canadians, and it is the Conservatives who are trying to now make life more expensive when they have an opportunity to help Canadians with the high cost of living. But this is unsurprising, Mr. Speaker, because it's from the same party whose leader was delivering donuts to people out here who were protesting, and yet this morning had protesters removed by police from his home, Mr. Speaker. The guy who cares about freedom of speech certainly doesn't like it when people oppose his views. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
A little bit of aggression in her voice there, a little bit inappropriate aggression, I would say. And of course, she can't answer a question, can't stay on topic. Is that a marked departure from the norm? Or is that just a Liberal?
When the convoy was here, they cheered them on in front of so many residents in Ottawa.
Exactly.
And
In my residence.
They cheered on
My residence.
who prevented them from going to the hospital, who prevented them from going to the grocery store, who prevented them from ambulances arriving at their homes. Mr. Speaker, there is a double standard on that side of the House, and we cannot stand for that.
Wow, talk about exaggeration, pent-up frustration, and aggression. Talk about, lying about what things happened just to suit your purposes. Is that a marked departure from the norm? Or is that just a Liberal?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. On November 15th, the peace train pulled out of Vancouver Station, and a cross-country trip raising awareness for peace, disarmament, and peacekeeping has now arrived in Ottawa, and they've asked parliamentarians to press this government. Will we reestablish a Centre for Excellence for Peace and Justice that the Pearson Peace Centre used to be? Will we increase our involvement as a country in peacekeeping, in pressing for nuclear disarmament, and for God's sakes, will we give peace a chance?
And then there's the person that they call Dizzy Lizzy. Now, I've never called her Dizzy Lizzy, or at least not directly. I've just quoted other people. And is there any wonder, of course, getting overly emotional with your own speeches in Parliament? that could be a sign of a marked departure from the norm. Of course, there's been plenty of rumors about Elizabeth May. Now, I don't begrudge members of Parliament having a little nip or two around Christmas time, getting into the holiday cheer, but most people, if they show up under the influence at work, are likely to get fired. But are these parliamentarians above that? I don't know. It sure looks that way to me. But that's just my opinion. I'd love to know what you think. Put your comments down below. And while you're at it, please like this video, share with your friends and on social media. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel and hit that bell notification so you never miss another video. Also, please join me on Thursday evenings at 6 p.m. Pacific time for my live stream, where you can join in on the conversation. Finally, if you have a need for your firearms license, your Canadian firearms license, also known as a PAL, I do teach the courses that are required to obtain your firearms license. I work on Vancouver Island, so you will have to be on Vancouver Island to take that course. But if you so desire, there are links in the description of this video to my website where you can sign up. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.